Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 11 of the 12 Days of WrestleMas from the Win Twice Wrestling podcast. It's our penultimate Christmas edition.
It is.
We're going to be covering a pretty big topic, to be fair, and I know you've done lots of prep work, so I'll give you lots of floor time for this one. So we're going to be working out who the Ultimate Wrestler is.
Okay.
And in order to work out who the Ultimate Wrestler is, there's some criteria that we've got to adhere to.
Right.
So we're going to break it down into three sections.
Break it down.
Yeah, like DX. We're going to break it down like DX. So firstly, is their physical appearance. Now, you can interpret that however you like, and I'm pretty sure I know which way you will interpret it. But it's how they look as a wrestler. Do they look the part?
Yep.
Everything else is gravy, so to speak. Secondly, how are they on the microphone?
Okay.
How are their promo skills? How do they talk? Do they do all that stuff as you'd want them to? Thirdly, their in-ring work.
Okay.
Are they a good technical wrestler or high flyer? Whichever criteria, again, you want to work on. And then what we're going to do is we'll score each of those sections out of 10.
Yes.
And then the total score, whoever gets the total high score is your ultimate wrestler.
Ultimate wrestler. Okay.
So I know that this is difficult because there's obviously such a big pool to think of, and later down the line we might have thought, oh, we should have
for sure
mentioned this person as well. But I'm just going to throw some names at you.
Yep.
Or shall we do mine, and then so you can see as an example?
Let's do you first.
Say that again. I'll save that for the last episode. do my
selections
right. Okay,
first.
We'll do my selections first. Okay, so I'm just thinking about who's there now. So people that I've enjoyed watching. So I'll just think of my favourite people when someone says to me, who are your favourite wrestlers? So one of the early ones for me was the Ultimate Warrior. Okay. He was one that I was drawn to as a kid. So if I'm breaking him down in terms of those three criteria, in terms of look, probably a 10. Yes. Because it's like the...
To me, he's the epitome of wrestling.
Exactly. He's a cartoon character come to life, especially when you're a kid. Yoked to the gills. Very good. So we'll give him a 10 on that front.
10 for 10.
His promos were some of the most surreal things I have ever heard in my life. He would snort in his promos.
What?
Seriously. So he'd go, Ultimate Warrior, my ultimate... Blah, blah, blah. Right. He said, when you're on the plane going past parts unknown, that's when you know you have reached your destination. Like stuff like that.
What?
That's honestly, that is like not word for word what he said, but honest to God, it's this level of stuff.
That's the best impression I've ever seen.
Sorry, yeah, I can only imagine.
Really into that.
I have to because it's so loud, strong.
Wow.
I'm going to regret doing that impression, but I wasn't trying to perfectly imitate it. But that's the level.
I hope that goes viral on YouTube.
I really do. Let's hope. Let's crack on. So his promos, I'm going to say 4. There's a lot of passion. There was passion there, but it was absolute bollocks. Okay. Even as a kid, you're like, I don't know what he's saying. Okay, so we got 14 there.
Sorry, my face hurts from smiling so much. I wish people could have seen it.
Well, I had to get into I had to Meryl Streep it. I had to get into the character's skin.
Yeah, I'm actually crying.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so we'll go then to his in-ring work.
Yes.
2.
Oh, was it
awful?
Poor.
Awful. Dangerous.
These are good numbers for me to add up, by the way, so this is fine.
Well, they're all going to be under 10, so as long as you can, you never need to go beyond 30, so you're fine. So we had, 14, I said, and then we'll add 2. I don't want to even go 1. So
really?
Yeah, he's that bad.
That bad? Gosh.
But either way, we can probably safely rule him out that he's not going to be one of the top guys. Okay. We'll go to someone then like a Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So Hulk Hogan, looks-wise... I'll be honest, I can't look beyond the skullet. Yes. So he's getting points docked for that alone. So I will put him...
What about when he wears the bandana? Does that make it any better?
It helps. I'll let him say
it. But you know it's there.
Yeah, I know too much.
Okay.
So
you've seen inside. You've seen behind the curtain.
Yeah. Shall I do a Hulk Hogan impression now just to round it out?
For sure.
I don't feel like I'll be too in my own head about it. I really want to now. No, anyway, right, we'll move on. If it comes naturally, it comes naturally. But so... I'd say in terms of looks, it would be an 8. We'll give him an 8. You're hiding your face.
Right, and then I'm here. Sorry.
And then, okay, so we'll go to his promo skills.
Yes.
For the most part, he used to hit it out the park.
Sure.
So I'm going to give him like a 9. I'd say
that's very generous in my opinion.
But back in the day,
all I can think is the Hulkamania was going to run
Run wild on you, brother.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. So yeah, all that kind of stuff would really get the people. But he used to come up with some mad ones himself. So when he was feuding with Sergeant Slaughter,
yes,
and Sergeant Slaughter was an Iraqi sympathist, he would be talking about the war. And he said, "So we just ate some napalm, brother, and I'm coming." And it's just utter insanity.
No okay.
Yeah, utter insanity. But for the most part, he was on point. So
I think it's funny how he looks older when he was actually younger.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't understand what you've just said.
No, like I've seen clips of him in like wrestling in ye olden days.
Oh yes, in the 1800s, yes.
Yes. And he looks well old.
Yeah.
And then I've seen him.
And he was in his like early 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like later on in life, when he starts probably wearing the bandana and maybe got a bit of a stylist and actually wore leggings rather than pants, he looks younger. I know. There's.
I just think
ways
he's always
of
looked
making
old.
this happen, but always boggled me.
I think he's just Bruce Forsyth.
It just stays old.
He just stayed up. He was born
Until-
old. Yeah. Until
Okay.
unfortunately he pops his clogs. But yeah.
Fair play.
So
Good.
in-ring work, his Japanese in-ring work was actually not bad, but his American stuff, no. 3. I'll give him slightly more than
Wow.
Warrior, which again is quite a low number. So I'll then go to the next iteration of my favourites. So I'll look at someone like The Rock.
Okay.
So The Rock, look-wise, can I give 10?
He's just in his pants.
No, but like in terms of the persona, the character, the way he carries himself,
Yeah, fair
he
play.
looks
Yeah.
like a star.
Yeah.
I'll still say 9.
Yeah.
I'll go 9.
Because he's had some dodgy looks.
Yeah,
I
of course he
would say.
has. Yeah, the whole fanny or bum bag, what they call it. They call it fanny pack.
That's so funny.
But that probably means something very different.
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack. Yeah. Promos 10. 10. I don't need a Rock impression. I couldn't do. Oh well, I can't do any of them justice. But I'm not doing a Rock impression as well. He does have one of my favourite promos of all time, actually, and hopefully we'll cover that show at some point. But not one for today.
Okay.
His in-ring wrestling better than Hogan's, but not much.
No.
So if I'm being honest, 5 on that.
Okay.
I think. So we're looking at 25. So that's a pretty high score.
That out of 30.
But he's massively hampered by the wrestling.
Yeah.
So now we're coming to someone that I think is going to just, when I think about everything they bring, is probably going to score quite highly for me.
Okay.
Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Kurt
Yeah,
Angle,
here
look
for
as a wrestler.
Spot on.
Yeah, like
me.
it's certain, not when he had hair. When he was bald, like the kind of serial
Yes.
killer looking guy.
Yes.
I won't give him 10, but I'll give him 9.
Yeah.
Promos, he could do it all. Like he was funny,
Mm-hmm.
he could be serious, jack of all trades, and he picks it up so quickly. So again, I'll give him a 9.
Yeah.
So we're at 18.
Yeah.
Then
Okay,
wrestling
nice.
wise, 10.
Yeah.
He's a 28
Yeah.
for me out of 30. I don't know if that can be beaten.
Ooh.
Rob Van Dam, looks wise, for rest 8. Promos 2. Wrestling 10.
Yeah.
Very different from Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
For me, but again, so he's not better than Kurt Angle.
Yeah, true.
I mean, fortunately, there's someone that I would have brought up as a good in-ring wrestler, but I'm not going to because I know he'd fall short on the other things anyway. So
Okay.
he who must not be named.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold. See, now that actually right. So I'll dissect
Yeah.
Stone Cold. So looks wise, I'm giving him a 10
Really?
because he looked like a genuine arse kicker.
Oh, yeah. When you think about this,
Carried
immediately when
himself-
you say looks, I'm like, to me, it doesn't look like a wrestler, but actually, it's the whole vibe.
Yeah, it's the way they carry themselves
Yeah.
and everything. So I'll give him a
So
10 for
no.
that. Promos, 10.
Oh, for sure. Except for when
But-
he got the milk truck, I didn't like that.
Wrestling. So when he wrestled as a Stone Cold character, he simplified his, and this is probably due to the neck injury, the knee
Yeah.
injuries, all this stuff. So I'd put it as like a 6 for the
Yeah.
main body of his work because but back when he was, before the Stone Cold character kicked off, his in-ring work was great. It was like 8, I'd
Just when he
say.
had long hair.
Yeah, so I'd put him at like similar numbers to Kurt
Right.
Angle, but I have
Obviously,
to dock
'cause
him
he's
down a
Stone
little
Cold.
bit.
Yeah.
So I'd bring him down a little bit.
Okay.
I'm thinking of modern day ones like Daniel Bryan.
I was going to say, what about him?
So Daniel Bryan for me looks as a wrestler. I can't go above 7. I'd be lying if I said that
Okay.
because he doesn't look the part. And I love him. I really do.
Okay.
Promos, I think he's underrated in promos. I really do.
For sure.
I've seen him do some absolute blistering ones.
Especially like to me in a promo as well. I also think of when he did that Talking Smack program.
Or with The Miz.
And the ones with The Miz were on fire. But then you don't know how much of that is also... Because The Miz is outstanding for me.
He was very good
promos.
in that. I would put him down... Because he's had some 10 out of 10 promos. Mm-hmm. But does he consistently hit that level? I would put him maybe an 8.
Okay.
In-ring work 10. Easy 10.
Yeah,
Probably easy. I prefer his stuff to Kurt Angle's.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't go higher than 10. So
yeah, of course.
10. So again, doesn't quite put him.
So no one's really...
So Stone Cold's pushed him close. If Bryan looked more the part...
Yeah.
Because I've given him 18 and then 7, 25. So I've put him just below Angle.
Okay. AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Okay. Looks-wise, I'll put him at the same as Bryan.
Oh, damn. I thought he was going to do a little bit better.
No. Okay. Put him the same as Bryan. Promos, 7.
Ah, okay.
So slightly...
I had higher hopes for AJ.
In-ring, 10.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to the 10. Okay. Which again puts him slightly lower down than...
Yeah.
Lesnar.
Oh.
So we'll go for Brock.
Oh, yeah, but...
Look,
okay.
10.
Yeah.
Current look, 10.
No, you don't like the cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat's fine, but he's got the Viking. It's the beard. He needs the beard, and that hair works. Yeah, he didn't look right in the Just MMA gear with the crew cut that he had. I thought he looked odd. Yeah. It's out of place, but definitely 10. Yeah. His promos can be all right, but
I like them.
But they can be also all over the place as well. So I'll give 6, 7. So then wrestling wise, when he was wrestling consistently, he was very good. Not so much now, but he's not bad. So I'd have to go 7.
Okay.
Which puts him below Angle and slightly below Bryan Danielson.
Okay. Right.
So I think that's pretty much all the people that I can think of. Like CM Punk again, my guess is he'd fall around the same level as Bryan for me.
Okay. I've got one for you.
Okay.
Roman Reigns.
Looks wise, currently 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a good promo.
Promo probably about a 9.
Yeah. And he's a decent wrestler.
8. Was that? That's like 27. So that's just not fat. That surprised me.
Yeah.
Because if I just base it on that criteria, see, I was thinking about like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels as well, and Bret Hart comes close, but I know there's no point in me doing the breakdown of him because it's not quite close enough. And I preferred Bret to Shawn Michaels, so I know that Shawn would be slightly lower down. So I think I have to go with, ultimately, Kurt Angle. Yeah,
followed very closely by Roman.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that
at all. I get it, though. No, it does make sense.
But if I'm looking just objectively at that criteria, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
nice.
So how do you want to do this? Have you got? Has that inspired you for any of yours, or do you want me to throw people at you?
I think just throw me a couple of people and we'll go. If you're waiting for me to tell you people, we'll be here all day.
Okay, understood. So we'll go with just some of the big hitters that. Right. So Edge.
Okay. Looks. But what era of Edge are we talking?
I don't mind which era you pick, but you have to pick the stuff that came with it in that era. So that's why when I was doing Stone Cold, I picked specifically the Stone Cold era, not his body of work beforehand.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's do... Oh. No. Rated R. When he's...
Okay, when he's boinking Lisa.
Yes. That look for me is a 7.
Okay.
Because I didn't like his persona then as well. And the short bob. No.
Little Dutch boy
either
haircut.
Have it short or have it long.
Yeah, okay.
Not be in between.
So 7, right?
Yes.
Microphone.
I think he's always been quite good. Ont microphone.
Ont microphone.
So I would put him... that era though, I didn't really want to hear what he had to say. An 8.
Okay, 15.
That's good months.
Thank you.
And in ring wrestling... Yeah, I mean, if I was doing it now, it'd be a very different number. But, say an 8 again, actually.
Okay, so 23.
Yeah, mid-card.
Mid-card, I say.
But it's not really mid-card, it's very high.
15 above, I'd say. But
yeah, I don't know. I picked that era because it was the most memorable in my head, but that's definitely not his best era.
Jeff Hardy.
Oh, God.
Looks.
Oh, when though?
Use whichever, but you also have to explain if you're saying it's like, if you come out and say 10,
yeah,
you have to say why 10.
Okay. When? See, I'm useless with like years though, not now. When? I don't want to say when he was at his peak.
So are you thinking like Hardy Boys era?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So before the face paint.
Yes.
Fine.
Please.
Before the
Absolutely.
ear liners. Yeah.
I would say, for me it has to be a 10.
Okay.
Purely because to me obviously I think he's good looking, but it's as a whole, to me, he looks like a wrestler.
Okay, fine.
It's
your criteria.
Looks mentally unhinged.
Yeah.
And it worked.
So we've got 10. Strong start.
Yes.
Microphone.
Oh, poor Jeff. Poor Jeff. 3. I've seen some of the stuff he's obviously done, and it's just awful. And you think, actually, I'd rather if you just didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. It'd be fine.
So 13.
Yeah.
So even if he gets a 10, he's not rating higher than Edge.
No, which is devastating.
So wrestling wise,
I would put him at a 9.
Okay, so 22. So he's one peg below Edge.
Oh god, yeah, he is. But
so Jeff Hardy in his peak, is less on the same criteria than Edge in an era where you didn't like Edge.
Because I didn't like Edge, but he could talk on a microphone.
Yeah, he's massive. That's where
Jeff's downfall, I think.
I wouldn't have given him as high from the looks, but I think you nailed the microphone side of things.
Yeah, it's just not the one.
Okay. So fine. Baron Corbin. Old Spunky.
Look. Oh. Right, this is upsetting because I feel like he looked so much better wrestling as a wrestler in the Lone Wolf days.
I agree. Well, then pick that era.
Okay, I don't really find him attractive then, but never mind. But that's not what we're scoring this on. Just
no, not at all.
An 8.
Okay.
I like that vibe.
Okay.
Just his hair was shite.
Okay.
But that's not his fault. Right, this is sad. 5. He's better than Jeff.
Yep.
But he's definitely nowhere near Edge. And some of the promos I've heard him do are just toilet.
Do you know what that puts? This puts him on the same score as peak Jeff Hardy at this point in the competition.
Really?
Both on 13.
That's devastating.
In ring.
Oh, God. As the Lone Wolf. 7. 7.
So 20 is his score.
Yeah.
So Jeff Hardy was 22, Edge was 23, Baron's 20. Okay. Right.
This is a lot of mental maths. This is real because I can't count and talk at the same time like this,
fine.
so I have no clue.
That's what I'm here for. Randy Orton.
Oh, Jesus. Right. Okay. He's absolutely
10.
a 10. Absolutely. Everything about him just exudes who he's meant to be.
He does well on 2 for me, but he falls down on the 3rd. So microphone.
I think he's decent on the microphone. Is he as good as... Yeah, actually, you know what? I'd put him as a 9 on mic. 19,
okay.
Yeah.
So he's already...
This would be why he falls down for me.
Wrestling.
He's just a bit of a brute that relies on... It's not even him, it's just relies on...
I don't think you realised this till I brought it to your attention.
Move. Yes, and I wish you'd never brought it to my attention.
Apologies.
Now it's all I can see. This makes me so sad. 6.
Still the highest scorer though.
Is he?
25.
Oh, that makes me happy.
So he's 25 at the moment. Edge was 23, so he's got a couple points ahead.
Okay, it's interesting though when you break it down like that as to who really is
ticks all the boxes.
Yeah,
it's good.
Not that many.
Yeah. Okay, John Cena.
Oh, I have like a love-hate relationship with John Cena. As a look, 10 out of 10.
I'll give you 10.
Yeah. Would you?
Yes, I would. Yeah. Not now.
No. On the mic, again, I think he's a 10.
Okay, I'll give you 10. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that.
Absolutely a 10. Again.
At this point, he's the highest scorer so far.
Again, though, this is... If I hadn't watched the matches that we've already covered, I would be saying a 10.
Okay.
However, I have. And he oversells too much, and I don't like it.
I think you're looking at it with a different set of eyes, because he's not changed that. In some of the matches we've seen, I would say are some of his better matches.
Would you?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Easily.
But out of everyone else that I've rated... I thought... fuck. 8.
Really? Okay, that's way higher than I thought. Holy shit, he's your ultimate wrestler so far.
Apparently so.
Wow. Okay.
It's the shoes. The pumping up the shoes. He's the master of thugonomics.
I think 8 for in-ring for him is too high.
Do you?
I think 7 I'd have allowed. Mm-hmm. 6 I think is probably more his territory.
Think for me it's the... I don't know. It's the how strong he is, and he will showcase that. Mm-hmm. Is what I'm clinging to here.
He's not nearly as bad of a wrestler as is often made out of him.
No, not at all.
But he's also... I can't put him...
I don't want him wrestling anymore, though.
No, I don't. No. He's going to have a WrestleMania match. You know that. I don't.
I think that's going to be his retirement match.
Well, let's hope they have a WrestleMania 41 in London and they do his retirement match there, so you get to send him off. Okay, so I've got a couple more for you, but I think we've. So Seth Rollins.
I'll be honest. He's a 10. He is a 10 in every. I think he's going to absolutely swipe the floor with this.
Well, to be fair, if that is true, so 10 for look.
Absolutely.
10 for Mike.
I say 10 for look. Even though these outfits are sketchy as fuck, it works. It works for him. He's got the persona to pull that off as well. He's not like quiet and then wearing basically like a lattice of a bra.
A lattice of a bra is the phrase of the day right there. Love that.
Thank you. He's great on a mic, I think.
Okay.
And maybe not a 10 though. Maybe a 9.
Okay.
Ooh. Fuck it, 9.
So 19.
Right. His wrestling, I enjoy, but I don't want him to do fucking move anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I started off saying 10s all the way through, and now I'm rethinking it. I mean, if Cena was an 8, then Rollins is definitely not an 8. He's a 9, at least. So let's do 9.
Okay, so 28. So him and Cena are level.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow. Put me in that sandwich.
Yes. Cut the crusts off. I don't know what that means in that context. The only other one I was going to throw out is Reigns, the same way you did for me.
Okay.
Because I think he'll be higher than you would expect him to be. Looks.
10.
Yep.
Easy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely easy. And I threw this out to you because it would be a straight 10 all the way through. But, again, his when you really narrow it down, his wrestling, is it that good? I haven't seen him wrestle by himself for a very long time.
I think he's I've enjoyed more of his matches than I have Rollins.
Have you? I don't know, you know. It's been a long time since Reigns has won a match uninterrupted, I'll be honest. I don't really remember.
But the content up to that point is usually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a 10.
Well, on the microphone, you've skipped that.
That's easy.
So 20 already.
Absolutely. I'm just... Yeah, annoyingly, I think he is going to pick the post.
Really?
What are you
giving him?
Pains me. 10.
30, so he is the ultimate wrestler to you.
I think so.
So we've got Roman Reigns.
Pains me a little bit.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sit right, does it?
No.
Doesn't sit right.
But again, I'd like to be in that sandwich at the top too.
Yeah, speaking of trains, I think this train's pulled into the station. I think we come to the end of this episode. I've pulled out Kurt Angle, you've pulled out Roman Reigns. I'd love to see that match if both were in their primes.
Yes.
That'd have been very interesting. But yeah, that was quite an interesting little discussion. I felt like you grew into that, so to speak.
I really struggled to start with, but actually...
It's fun little exercise, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of the penultimate edition of the Christmas series of the 12 Days of WrestleMas. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and we'll tune in for the final episode, Christmas Day. What will the topic be? See you then.
Bye.
Bye.